Alright, gamers. Hello, hello, hello. Alright, let's start Photoshop. Hopefully it does start. Hello, hello, hello everyone. How's everybody doing? I hope everyone's doing great. I hope everyone's doing amazing, because I know I am. My name is Chad. I'm a motion designer, and I'm learning to draw every day just to prove to people that it is not that hard. And let's get started. Let's get moving. Let's get moving. Come on now. Okay, sweet. Oh, actually, I can show this on this. I feel like this is gonna make a good short, but the quality is not too good on the ones that I'm doing, but it's whatever, you know. I just have to put myself out there. I shouldn't really care about the quality right now. Putting myself out there is infinitely better than just like not putting myself out there. Where's my glove? I can't find my glove. There it is. Than not putting myself out there at all. At least people seeing me in low quality, quote unquote, is better than them not seeing me at all. Actually, let me do one last check. Demon mode, yeah. On the short, maybe the timing, like I uploaded it early in the morning, or my morning, probably when a lot of like maybe the Western audience are asleep. So I mean, it's making progress. Not a lot, but sometimes it'd be like that though. Like sometimes it's just like it would be very slow views, and then it would peak at some hour, and then it was just like but yeah, the land of out there, yeah, it's a scary land, but you gotta get used to it. Botrix is not joining our chat today. Maybe they're mad or something. It's okay. Let me draw some more, because if I draw like 3 figures every day, I would not run out of shorts, basically. Which is good for, you know, generating content, and also good for me, you know, practicing, right? So that's going to be like a motivation for me to practice more. All right. Let's see here. Let's draw this fella right here. Handsome fella. Let's draw this guy with the sword. What the fuck? Oh, it's doing this again. Pinterest sometimes does this thing where it separates like the background from the you know, figure, and it's so annoying. I can't copy it. Well, I can screenshot it. Okay, let's do another dude, and let's do a girl. Let's see. Dude, this chick, she's got like a lot of amazing references. Like the poses she be doing, it's so good for studying. Okay. I guess it's a woman. Is YouTube casually not telling me about your latest short despite me having hit the little bell? Does it notify you on shorts? Is that not just like for long form content? Handsome fella. I'd like to smell the There's actually a YouTuber, he's called Handsome Fella, and he's handsome and he's funny. Bye bye hot mans. They're gonna come back. They're gonna come back. I guess it didn't notify for shorts. I think it doesn't notify. I don't remember having a notification for shorts. I might be wrong. Hansumufala. Okay. I'm working on an animation actually. I've gotten an animation piece, an explainer video for a job. Like this is actually my first, and it's amazing. It feels great to actually do motion design as work for once. However, it's not one of the pieces that I'm going to show on my on my portfolio, because this job is very rushed. This is like a last minute work. A friend of mine, she recommended me to her friend because her friend was working with a client and he was working with another guy, and this other guy was the motion designer, and he dipped. He didn't finish the project, and so this guy, who's a friend of my friend, was looking for an animator, and my friend, she was like, you know, there's Chad. I know Chad. He does good animation, and this guy friend, he goes like, okay, let me contact him, and now we're in contact, and we're working on this, and the client needs his video like yesterday, you know. So this is a very rushed process. And honestly, I'm also using a style that I really despise. A style of like illustration that I really despise. Can you show us the project when it's done? I would really rather not to. It is not something that I'm, you know, I would show proudly, but sure, you guys can see it. It's gonna be so rushed, and this is not something that I would do if it wasn't for the money, basically, right? I would not take this project if it wasn't for the money. And also, like, doing a favor to this guy. This guy is chill. Like, I know him personally. He's chill, and you know, it's okay to help people sometimes. Hey, Botrix needed joined. Needs it yesterday? Yeah. It's very. This is like a very rushed process. Okay, so we've got a shoulder here and a shoulder behind him. This is interesting. And then you can see the rib cage here. You see that? Yeah, see that? There's a rib cage. There's a whole ass rib cage, bruh. Do you see the rib cage or nah? Bro is an egg. Can you imagine me? Okay. We can mess around with this illustration a little bit. Oh, no. Stop. Focus. Welcome, Botrix. New daily dose of internet video? Dude, this guy's upload schedule is honestly insane. And what's more interesting is that he keeps the video, like, he keeps it fresh. You know, sometimes he does re-uploads, and it's not even re-uploads. Sometimes he does, like, these compilations of just, like, the whole video is going to be car crashes, for example, or the whole video is jump scares. The compilation of the egg. Yeah, I'm gonna give him this little leg right here. Look at this. He looks like a cockroach, a little bit. Isn't that beautiful? Bro Diaz is missing out. Oh, you reckon he would have fun in this stream? Yeah, did I make that sound? Okay. Enough fucking around. Let's draw. Okay. Enough fucking around. We're not here to play. He's missing out on the hot man? Yeah. Where is he, by the way? He's not been active. Also, Rufus. Rufus has not been active too. I hope they are doing great. I hope what's stopping them from joining the streams is something good. Okay, what the Sigma? I'm gonna be honest, I'm feeling a little silly. Okay, I wanna look at the head, right? Because this is this is like the length, right? Let me pick like the color blue. And it's interesting where I picked that color from. Don't question it. And basically the size of the head is kind of almost the size of the whole rib cage, which is interesting to me because and like anatomically, if we're looking at a person like from front view, I don't know the exact proportions, but I reckon they're not like, you know, exactly head, and then we have maybe it would be like twice as big, the rib cage. Would that be maybe 1.5? Anatomy, to me, proportions, head. Let's see. Okay, so interesting. So it's 2 heads starting from the neck, right? They both died? Oh no. We need to host like a funeral if that's true. Yeah, so I think it's 2 heads, maybe less actually. It's 2 heads like starting from the neck. If you don't count the neck, maybe it's like 1.5. Depending on the person, obviously, and depending on the shape of the head and the perspective, and it changes a lot. But here, I haven't bothered with proportions. Proportion numbers, I guess it feels like it might be faster to just practice a bit and try to get a feel for it than memorize it. Yeah, I mean, honestly, for me, having the proportions in my head, it will prevent me from making a mistake like this, right? It would help me at least be like, okay, maybe something is wrong here, and I would think, okay, how are the proportions? Let me see. And I would see like this is way smaller than this, and I would be like, yeah, here is the problem, right? So it would kind of help me figure out where the problem is faster, you know? I found thing you're drawing reminded me of. Hold on. Let me take a look. Dude, there's the manga version. Wait. Okay, Bucky. It's called Bucky Hospital Meme. Yeah. It's there's the manga version. I'm gonna DM it to you. I'm pretty sure it's edited, or actually, never mind. I'm not sure if it's edited or not. Wait, I can show it on stream. What am I doing? This is This is the manga version, which is hilarious, bro. Look at this, man. Feels like the problem can be that it can be slow to try to spot proportions and accuracies manually. Yeah, yeah. That's the reason why I'm trying to. Obviously, looking at the thing itself. So you could argue that you can just like based on what you're looking and your observation. If your observation is sharp, you can spot this, right? His face. Hold on. Wait, where's Okay, the chat is not showing on OBS. What? What is this? Is that the chick from Arcane? Okay. So back here, yeah? Let's make some adjustments. So maybe I'm using like a combination of both observation and proportions. Also, why am I using the blue? Isn't that chick like gay? Didn't she like did they have Shreks in the second season? I didn't watch the second season, or is it the third? I forgot. I remember watching the first season and it was phenomenal, right? And then I tried to watch the second season and I wasn't really a fan of it. I don't know why. Even though like it was like very highly praised. Okay, we can go even. Okay. With faces, it felt like there were just so many things to try to observe that I tried to just focus on practicing a lot instead of letting myself subconsciously notice things. Instead of letting yourself, you are also subconsciously noticing things when you're practicing. So that's kind of like it goes hand in hand, I feel like. Vi and Caitlin? Oh, it's Caitlin. Okay. I don't know if they had tracks. If they did, I forgot, but they probably kissed. Yeah. It was teased in the first season, right? Oh, my bad. I'm dyslexic. I'm sorry. I try to just focus on practicing a lot instead. Oh, I see. That makes a lot of sense now. Look at that. Reading, everyone. Amazing. Stay in school, kids. Okay, there's that angle, kind of, which is good. Are you dyslexic for real? I mean, not diagnosed, but I can't fucking read. Like sometimes I would genuinely, no, well, not genuinely like struggle. Like I wouldn't struggle, right? But sometimes I would just like swap words or stuff like that. I remember in math, I would just like genuinely confuse numbers. And I think this has its own term as well. Like dyslexia is, I think, more about, you know, letters. But there's like the term, its own term for numbers too, where sometimes you flip numbers around, and that was like a big problem for me, because basically in high school you have to choose on your 3 or 2 last years. You have to choose either you specialize in math or in science or in literature, and I did math, and that was hell for me. Math was hell. Shrek, but it's Minecraft banners. Sounds like an interesting video. I swap letters words for amusement, but it might be a bad habit when I end up accidentally doing it too. Yeah, you do it unironically unless you actually do it. Happens in VC, I think, if you remember. I don't remember. Does that have anything to do with 6, 7, or 21? One. If it had nothing to do with 6, 7, or 21, I don't remember it. Tawani 1, Tawani 2. That's good. I like this line. It's kind of like shh. That's really good. I like that. But this thigh looks a bit off. I don't know what it is. I mean, I know it's this one. Okay. Maybe it's good you don't remember, because I was like slightly embarrassed. It's okay. I mean, sometimes for me, when I don't get a joke, and I'll be like, this happened to me a couple of times. I'll be like the only person who doesn't get the joke, and I'll be like, guys, explain it to me deep down, you know? Guys, let me in on the joke, please. Bro, this guy, you know this guy got buns, bro. This guy looks so traceable. Hey, I mean, you can trace him. Nice reference choice. I mean, I'm doing some fan service. Not me, but you know. But I mean, I'm telling you now again, so oh well. I mean, it's fine. Like after the fact, it's fine. Only one not getting the joke, dying inside, totally kind of relatable. Yeah. Bob with this reference totally? Hold on. Let me take a look. I'm looking not respectfully in the slightest. In fact, I am Bro, you get way too distracted with shirtless men, bro. Like, we were checking your YouTube, and it was so funny to me that you see the video. I don't know if you did it ironically or not, but yeah, you see the video with the 4 guys, and you straight up just like, that's the first thing you go to, and we scroll to the, and you start going into the video just to see the guys. It was so funny. Oh my god. Okay, this guy, what does he have? Oh, the arm is kind of like here, and we have a line like this, and then this one goes in here, and it's a bit, yeah, look at that, and look at this foreshortening, boom. Actually, it's like this. Bro's got the muscles. I was not ironic in the slightest. Yeah, I figured. I watched the video later. They did the gooey. Okay, good for you, man. Want to watch videos of internet? Maybe you can invite Rakiri. Looks like he's on. I'm gonna be real. I've been sleeping very late these days, and yesterday I did like 15 minutes streaming, and then I tried to go to sleep. I wasn't able to, just because of how much I gotten used to sleeping late. So maybe tomorrow, if we're going to watch Daily Dose of Internet, we'll do it first thing when I start streaming, right? Just because like I noticed that I get comfortable with drawing, and I would take some time, and then it would be late, and you know, we wouldn't be able to do it. So tomorrow, first thing we do is watch Daily Dose of Internet. Yeah, it's really bad, and I kind of like wake up late. I either wake up late and I feel like I haven't done anything on, you know, on the day, which it's the worst feeling for me, or I would wake up early. Okay, his head is very low. I feel like I would wake up early and I would be missing a lot of sleep, and I would like, my performance would not be optimal. Okay, that's better. What the Sigma? Okay. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Let's move on. Let's do the chick. Head, shoulders. Let's kind of like exaggerate a little bit, maybe. Unrelated note: I found out there's a Claude AI Discord server, and from it I saw they posted some like blog article or something about how scientists are using AI. In what way? Okay, so here the head is almost like twice as big as here. I would guess. Okay. So I think I understand what's going on. Maybe. Like this would be a head and a half, and then there's here, right? So head and a half, and this is like here, right? That feels much better to me. Wait, hold on. Let me take a look. My chat was a little bit late, and then I clicked the link, and then it was the same. I am looking not respectfully in the slightest. Where is it? Hold on. Whoa. That's so fun. That is so fun. Dude, the turbulent displace. No, fractal noise, I'm sorry. Fractal noise is such a strong effect. Like with it, like the possibilities are literally endless, bro. And this also, like, I would reckon like it requires a lot of like compute. Not compute, but just like rendering power, I guess. That's very detailed. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of stuff these people make use fractal purling. I haven't heard purling noise before because it has a bit of texture often. Yeah. It's a hey, if you know how to use it right, it's a very cool tool. Come on. I think Berlin noise might be like the more broad or mathematical or technical term for fractal noise. Cool, 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 cool. I didn't know that. Nah, frick. Perlin noise. Dude, something, it doesn't feel right. Oh my god, freaking perspective, man. Also, this leg feels small. I swear, when I'm like trying to get it right and like thinking about it and everything, like, I don't know, like 6 times out of like 10, I would get it like wrong, right? And when I'm just like being loose with it, like that just feels better. But like my brain keeps telling me like, you need to get it right. Frick you, brain. Moment? Yeah, totally. Why does it look small? Like it needs to be bigger. Like this is a large chunk, okay? Like I wanna get better at just like looking at things. Is that too much to ask? You don't blame yourself for not being able to think your way to the answer. You can measure and eventually figure out that objective answer and stuff, but oftentimes it's just not worth the time. Yeah, intuition and having a feel for it might be king, methinks. Yeah, dude, just vibing with it, you know? Instead of just like I feel like okay. I feel like I worked my technical side of my brain a little too much, and I'm like very technical now. But so my default is like intuition, but like I worked on my technical side too much because I did math, and this is like my theory, right? I don't know if this is right or wrong, but I did a lot of math, right? And then what I did is I did cybersecurity, and everything is just like very technical, very boom boom, very logical, right? And I kind of like sometimes I feel like I need to rework or just like how do you say it, like reignite maybe that just like intuition side. This fucking thigh, bro, it looks large here. Why is it not here? Okay, let's lower this. So because then you can trust your brain and your skill. Yeah, cybersecurity, I can relate with coding. Dude, fuck it. Man. And like, don't get me wrong, having that logical side, it really helped me a lot. Like I feel like I have an edge over other graphic designers, in a sense, because at least what I work on, which is like brand identities, it's more like, it's not just like art. You're not going to paint the freaking Mona Lisa. You're going to create a logo that should be kind of like technical, kind of minimalistic, kind of like conveying the message, but in a subtle way. So it's kind of like having that side is fun and it's good to have. And it also helps in like presenting your idea and presenting your logo and presenting like, so it's very helpful. But like at the same time, it's like I don't know. If you work on something, then that time you're spending that time working on that thing and not that thing. So whatever you put your energy to, that's the energy is going to go there, and it's fair. It makes sense. I remember like trying to like figure out how to enjoy drawing the way I enjoyed programming. I mean, I wouldn't say I used to enjoy cybersecurity, or I used to enjoy programming, or I used to enjoy math. Matter of fact, I didn't really like doing them. I would just be doing them just if I have to, right? If I had some work, I would do. If I like had an assignment or studying, I would just like do it because I'm studying it, right? But I didn't really go out of my way or in my free time do coding. I don't remember ever doing that. Okay, how does fucking perspective work? Let me turn this bitch into a cylinder, bro. Okay, that feels better. Dude, I like how like the heel does this triangle thing. It's very satisfying. It's like an actual heel, like a shoe heel. I enjoy the objectivity of it. Yeah, because that's very exact solution. There's a very exact solution that can be satisfying to figure out, which isn't really as applicable for my drawing activities. Gotta simplify. Simplify like a simp. I think. I feel like a lot of things, and this is like I feel like I'm a food appreciation live stream. As I go through, more experiences and different experiences, this is kind of like this type of thinking is becoming less. And what I'm talking about is thinking in black and white. Sometimes I find myself, or I used to at least, not as much today, thinking in black and white a lot. For example, I don't know. Well, this is an extreme example. I don't see myself doing this, but let's say like I see a person, let's see a man, for example, a man hitting a woman in the street, right? And I don't know, this might be a weird example, but like I'm trying, like if you understand what I mean, then the example doesn't matter. So I would used to be like absolutely think like this guy is horrible, this guy freaking is like whatever, he hates women, whatever, right? This guy is horrible, why is he doing that? He should be punished. Like that's the black, right? Or white, or the end of the spectrum, right? But then you don't really think about like what led up to that point, right? And by all means, like hitting like another person, let alone a woman, is wrong. Like I think we all agree on that. But like you wouldn't really think about like what led up to that point, what kind of things she did to to get to that point. Maybe you wouldn't think that that person is actually a nice guy, quote unquote, and then just in that instance where he kind of like maybe lost his marbles or whatever, right? So there's a lot of like variables. So it's either black or white. There isn't a lot of gray. And now that I'm like growing, and I even see it for myself, like I try to be good and nice as much as I can, but then the more I lived and went through experiences, the more I saw that I always somehow, not always, but I somehow did in some instances end up as the bad guy in a person's story, right? So it's like, well, what can you do, right? Even like I may be wrong, maybe for in that instance I may be right, whatever it is, but at the end of the day I was the bad guy in that person's perspective, right? So I wouldn't say I'm bad, but just judging from that one experience. So there's a lot of like gray that's starting to, you know, mix, I guess. It's kind of neat when you kind of zoom in and you see more geometric shapes of bodies. Yeah, it's cool. It's very cool. Black and white thinking, dang, that woman must be evil. Good thing there's a man to protect the word from her. For legal reasons, it's just a joke. Yeah, obviously, yeah. You just get more used to your first impressions being wrong. Yeah. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I guess I might not be as nice as I thought. Totally. Yeah, and it's like another thing. It's not about being nice. Like it was never about being nice. And I'm trying not to be nice anymore. I mean, the way that I was taught is just like, be nice, you know, put people in front of you. I don't know, be respectful, be nice. It's like all that selflessness. And it's like we are fed, or maybe from my experience, I don't know, for anybody else, but like from my experience, it's like that the image that has been created is just like, if you are nice, you are good. And if you are nice, you are going to live a good life. If you are nice, you are going to receive the same, right? Which is definitely not the case. So the much better alternative is just to be just. I don't know if that's the right term for it, but like to me, it feels like it's the right term. Just be just. You know, if something is wrong, just say it's wrong. If something is bothering you, just vocalize it instead of quote unquote being nice, right? If something, I don't know, if something doesn't look good, or maybe not doesn't look good, but like, yeah, like I said, something feels wrong, then just like vocalize it, you know? So being just is much, much better. Because let's say, for example, your friend goes like, yo, what do you think about my drawing, you know? And you go like, you turn into a yes man, and you go like, yo, this drawing is freaking beautiful, man, good job, whatever, like this is amazing. And it's like, you are harming this guy because maybe his drawing isn't that great, right? And you're just like pumping him up. I don't know, is that the right word, pumping him? But like, you know, you're telling him how great it is. And you know, some you know, encouragement is nice. Like encouragement is very like important, especially for younger people or like teenagers, or just like even if their stuff is like quote unquote bad by some standards, like it's always good to encourage them, because you know they're going to keep going and they're gonna get better. But it's like giving good criticism, like very well worded criticism, is also very important. You know, I like being selfish totally, because if something is bad, then it's at least because it risks making the world worse for me or my descendants. Totally. Wait, I do not understand that. Let me read that again. I like being selfish because if something is bad, then it's at least because it risks making the world worse. I'm not sure I understand. Ah, fuck. I'm not sure I get your point, Derpy. Okay, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to get all loosey-goosey with this bitch. And by loosey-goosey, I mean pointy. Look how sharp this shit is, bro. Frick the cylinders, man. Yeah, maybe I can have the lines as like a guide. The lines are good to have as a guide, right? Look at this. Isn't this like this? I've done this in less than a minute, and this looks already much better than whatever this is. Never mind. It might it might not be that interesting. I mean, okay, but like it's interesting. Like we're talking about it, so it might as well just like speak like whatever. Who cares, bro? Interesting or not, who cares? So you might as well just like spit it out, bruh. Bruh. El bra momento número 4. Bruh. You know what? I'm gonna give her large fucking boobs. Look at this. Fuck it. Get large boobs. Honestly, you know how it is? It should be, they should be in motion. But like she looks like she's wearing a tight bra, so recently I've thought about how drawing from imagination could be good. You can like explore what you're bad at, that you specifically want to get better at. Absolutely, yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's very fun. And you know, sometimes like I find myself not being able to draw something, and I would just like pick a reference, and I would learn from the reference then and there, you know. How about this? I guess a thought experiment, maybe, like try thinking of a situation where selfishness is inherently, thinking about the jiggle physics. Absolutely, yes. Selfishness is inherently bad, and I feel like I might be able to argue that it's good. I didn't necessarily say that being selfless, right? Selfishness is inherently bad. Wait, hold on. Selfishness. Okay, so we're talking selflessness and selfishness. What I was speaking about earlier is selflessness. I don't know if I was saying that correctly. I don't know if I was saying the correct word, but like I was talking about selflessness. You know, putting people in front of me, respecting the elderly, whatever it is, right? That's kind of like what I was arguing, that being selfless is not always good. But here you're talking about selfishness, and you're saying you might be able to argue that it's good. I 100% agree. Maybe I don't know if for the same reasons, but being selfish is just like maybe like the being selfish has like it has been used a lot in a bad context. I know we're focusing on selflessness, but I guess selfishness came to mind. Okay, okay, good. Because sometimes I say the wrong word, so yeah. Hold on a second. Oh, interesting. Yeah, putting yourself in front of people sometimes it's very contextual, you know. It's like something you need to, like, in the moment, you know, think, like this instance, am I going to be selfish or am I going to be selfless, right? So if, like, I don't know, if like you're working and somebody comes up to you and they're like, yo, can you help me with this, like, job, and it's late for you, right? It's late, it's like, I don't know, 5 6 p.m. and you need to go home because, I don't know, you have children to feed, for example, right? There, being selfish is obviously the better choice to have or to make, and to be like, yo, I can't, I got some kids to fucking bring from school and whatever, right? Now there you were selfish because you thought about yourself before you thought about this guy who probably needs the help a lot, let's say, right? So it really depends, right? And even in this example that I brought, you can be like, yo, but you can have, like, you can try to help him in a way that doesn't necessarily require you to be there, right? Feels like the big thing about selfishness is that people can think it's bad for other people, but one person being selfish can be good for the world. Yeah, I agree. It can mean that the person is being more true to themselves. I absolutely agree. Yes. Also, if, let's say, for example, the same guy, right, that I brought up in this example, he tries and he asks for my help, and this guy, and you know, if he doesn't do the task himself, he's not gonna learn from it. So if you help him, sure, you can get, like, his job done, whatever, and you know, you're gonna help him, but he's not gonna learn from it. And the only way, maybe not the only way, but let's say, like, the only, hypothetically, the only way that he's going to learn how to do that task is that when he fucks up, and quote unquote the hard way, right? He fucks it up and he does it again, maybe, and now he can do it properly, right? Now, by you being selfish, you help the guy, you know, learn that task, for example. Even though, like, on the surface, it looks like, you know, you didn't help him on purpose or whatever, right? So yeah, it's very like contextual. It's very it's good to I don't know, to think more big picture rather than, like, that instance. No, I'm not gonna save you from the cliff edge, else how are you gonna learn to save yourself? I'm joking. Yeah, I mean, granted, you see some people, okay, let's say, for example, like, a person is trying to commit suicide, right? You need to help the fucking guy, right? No questions asked. So, like I said, it's very contextual. It's very, very contextual. And this is where the gray comes in, right? So it's not like I'm always going to be selfish, fuck everybody else, nobody needs help, like, everybody needs to figure their own shit out, right? And go learn by yourself, you don't need my fucking help. That's the black, and the white is like, oh, I'm so selfless, I will help you and I will, like, give you my all, and it's just like, even if you treat me like shit, I will, you know, what's the Christian thing, like, give the other cheek, and I will do that, and I don't really care, and you can keep hurting me, I don't mind, I have a pure heart. That's the white. The gray is like, yeah, maybe I can help you, I'll see the situation and judge based on that. Sometimes our judgment can be flawed, and that's okay. What matters is that we learn from it. Yeah, it can definitely be interesting to think more big picture like that. Yeah, in a dire situation, if you don't help them, they might not live enough to get to learn anything. Yeah. And, like, at the end of the day, you can't really save a person who don't who doesn't want to save themselves. And that sounds very deep. Yeah, I'm just gonna stop it at that, leave it at that, and I'm not gonna elaborate. If you understand, you understand. Okay, I gave this chick like a small waist. And apparently very small legs. Okay, that's, oh, hold on a second. That's better. That's better. I like that. Okay. And for the jiggle physics, I want to actually mess around with that a little bit. See how, you know, I would do it. I'm going to copy this. And I'm going to undo her booba. And so this booba is going to be facing away. And both are going to be, okay. Let's see here. So if she's moving like this, right? Like the energy is going. Right? Oh, dude, thinking about energy, bro. That's good. I'm 14 and this is deep. Yeah. A fun subreddit. The Figgle Jizzix. Oh wow, that sounds very wrong. The Figgle Jizzix? The Jizzix. Yes. So one booba is actually going to be, let's say, like this. Oh, it will stretch. It will stretch. All right, that's kind of like there, right? And then one would be kind of like here too. Yeah. See that? Ooh, I think that's perfect. Yeah, we don't need to add any more. Like, this is great. Oh, dude, I'm gonna turn this into a short and people are gonna watch this. That's good. Fun fact, there's a YouTube series where they animated jiggle physics for for the PNR and pants. Gotta love some male representation. Hold on a second. So, okay, let's imagine that this guy, hold on, was standing up. He was like in a standing position, and then he kind of like very fast went down, right? And this is like no joke. This is like a good practice for animation too, because basically this is one frame, and maybe like the first frame is just like him standing up. So this is good. People are gonna Figgle Jizzix to you show. Okay, so I saw like there's like what's going on here, and I didn't really put I made like maybe some lines to kind of showcase it, but I didn't really get like into like the creases and the like, so it's better not to do that. But like, since you brought it up, and let's say like these shorts are not as you know, as tight, and hopefully none of my you know, PNR animation practice. None of my IRL friends are watching this. The PNR is going to be up, right? Because this pose is but like moments before the rest. You know how the rest everything is relaxed and gravity is doing its thing? This is basically him just like you know, right, going down. Actually, right? So, okay, the first thing we do, maybe like his hair, because the hair would be moving. So the hair would be kind of like, uh, kind of like this. Like I don't really know how the hair works yet, but this is close enough. Hold on. I would put a cross contour on that shit. You gotta see how it's dissected, you know? It deserves visual articulation. The Pinar springs down upon the sudden deceleration. I could not have put it any clearer. Yes. I just got called by some rando for like 0.7 seconds, huh? Getting freaky on stream, 666 totally. Yeah, maybe that's what tempting me. Wait, some rando? What is that about? Anyways, let me make this kind of like clearer. And for the Pinar, it would okay. I don't know how to draw a penis actually. Do we do like a penis practicing drawing stream? Like what is it? Like what are we doing? Like we're doing this? Okay, maybe not. Maybe not on stream. Maybe not on stream. Maybe off stream we can we can get creative with that. But let's maybe oh my god. Maybe what we can do is we can trace how it should be, right? So maybe kind of like that, right? It would be Pinar practice. It would be kind of like this. That was not a bad Pinar. I swear to God, it was my first time drawing one. But like me doing this now, it looks like just like he doesn't he doesn't have shorts on. This is a bad idea. You know what? Never mind. Okay, maybe like we don't really have to draw the whole silhouette. Maybe something like this. That would be enough, right? The joy of being an artist. Dude, now I get it. Now why I know why people would want to do like not safe for work stuff. It's fun. But yeah, that's kind of like how we're gonna stop at it, because if I'm going to actually define it, that's just going to turn into a penis. That is not, you know, a silhouette of one. Okay, this is enough. You can draw the cross contour of the underwear. That's what I did. Wait, that's what you did? You picked this up? Freak, yeah. We can definitely do it on the... We understand the spicy artists. Yeah, yeah. Oh my god, it's getting cold in here. We can, what am I saying? What am I gonna do? We can post this on the not safe for work, even though, no. We can post this and then hear me out. Yeah. The not safe for work. Actually, if we can have a not safe for work channel that would only be accessible by certain people, like the Hear Me Out channel, it's only accessible by like me and DS and you and Ruvis, whatever. Have it so it's only it's only accessible by us, basically the adults, right? Don't get Marcus in, don't get Emily in, don't get MB in. Okay, I'm gonna get very fast. Post reference to. Oh yeah. Okay, I will. Not now. Let me finish this one, and then and then I'll do it. Exclusive, not safe for work. Yeah, and rig too. You can put them in. Like adults, like it's fine, but like kids, bro, no. Yeah, I'm setting it up totally. Okay, good. Should I add Raikiri? Sure. Yeah. What the hell? Why did it... What happened there? Well, I definitely can't show that on stream, so hold on, let me... Oh, and the other reference. Oh, I thought you were talking about this one. Oh, the one that I drew today. Also, this foot is right under, almost kind of like right under his head. His head is kind of like between both legs, right? If you're looking at it this way. So that's pretty interesting. So we would probably have the foot kind of like here. The Pienaar explosion chamber. Yeah, I was like, how fast is this guy? He picked up this reference and he's drawing it, and he's drawing cross contours for the Pienaar. This guy's just like pretty. Wake up, Derpy, wake up. And there we go. All right, 3 poses. Okay, sweet. Kind of gay a version of the looking reaction. Wait, what? I am looking at it. Okay. You know what? Hey, you have been way too horny to the stream. You are going to stop looking at men right now. Stop it. You're getting a bonk. You know the bonk? You're getting that. You're going to what is it called? Bonk jail? Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate you guys. I like how I put like these, you know, cylinders, not cylinders, what is it called? These lines around the character. Like it gave it energy. And like, jokes aside, the physics here, that kind of like helped it a lot. You know, and this one had a lot of energy to it too. Just like simple lines and these like spikes and the hair, and obviously we can't forget about the Pienaar. But yeah, this is cool. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate you guys. And yeah, dude, have I been... Okay, I'm here, yeah. And I'll see you on the next one, Derpy. Bye bye. I'm getting a bonk. You say? Wait, let me look. What is that? Wait, what?
Bonk.
What? Informal, to strike or collide something. To have a shrexual intercourse. Boink. Discuss Uganda. Uganda? Wait, what? Uganda is a verb and it means to have sex? I'm sorry. What? In the UK.
Discuss Uganda.
I'm so confused. Anyways, I'm gonna end the stream on confusion. That's okay. I need to go to sleep. Alright. Thank you for being derpy. What if I didn't even see Discuss Uganda? That's just like I don't even know how to describe it, bro. Alright, I'm gonna see you on the next one. Bye bye. Bye bye now.